I don't know if you guys have been watching the case about the rapper guy Fulio and what happened to him. But I feel like they need to, when they have movie days in school, they should show that to the kids and show them what it's like when you do stuff that you're not supposed to do, you know? And I know sometimes teenagers are young and they don't think of the consequences, but I remember when I was in high school and I watched, it was like a movie day, end of the year, and they put on Central 5, that movie. I think that's what it was called at the time. And for some reason, that movie stuck in my head for a long time. I mean, I wasn't outside doing anything bad, but it just stuck in my head for a while. Like, I just felt sorry for those kids. I don't know why it just stayed there. And so a few years ago, I had this job. I was working somewhere, and I happened to be working with one of the guys that happened to, and he was in a movie. And then I would happen to be like looking at something on Instagram, and then I saw the pictures pop up, and he was one of the guys in the picture, and I was like, wait a minute, like I know this person, like I've actually sat and had conversations with this person. And I think his name was Richard. No, sorry, not Richard, Kevin. Yeah, I think that's his name. But yeah, I used to sit I used to sit in the front lobby where I used to work at a certain hours, and then he would come and sit there and he would talk to me every single day. I don't know what it is about that. Like, I've always had people just see me and just sit and talk to me. I don't know. And even when I was younger, I used to sit on the bus and go into work, and people would sit next to me and just start telling me their problem, like just unload all their problems on me. And I used to be like, why are you telling me this? Like, I don't know what to say. I'm just listening. And that happens a lot. Even when I be at work, there's people that come and start telling me their deepest, darkest secrets. And I'm like, am I supposed to know this? Like, who else knows this information? So, and then I've heard people say, like, you stay to yourself, or I don't see you like minding other people's business. So I feel like I could open up to you and tell you stuff. And usually when they tell me stuff, it stays with me. I don't tell nobody else their stuff. But yeah, back to Central 5. So yeah, I used to sit every day, and he used to come and talk to me all the time. I'm not gonna say all this stuff. He never once mentioned what happened to him. He never once mentioned being any of that. He just used to talk to me, and I used to be like, okay, he's just this cool guy. Until I found out, like, whatever happened, blah blah blah. And so when I started seeing everything coming out, that's when he was like getting ready to leave the job. And then I happened to be walking one day into a deli, and I hadn't seen him for a while. I walked into the deli. No, I was about to walk into the deli, and he came walking out. And I was like so shocked to see him. And I'm like, hey, what's up? Like, I haven't seen you in a while. I remember you said that you was waiting for something, you was going to leave. And I haven't seen you. And he was like, yeah, I haven't seen you in a while either. It's good to see you. And I was like, you don't work here no more? And he was like, nah, whatever I told you came through, and then I'm out. And I was like, yo, it's so nice to see you. But I still didn't know about all this stuff until after I was like watching TV on Instagram, and then I saw his picture and stuff, and I was like, wow, he was such a humbling person. He was so nice to talk to all the time. And yeah, I just never knew that. But anyways, back to this whole thing. I feel like they should put these movies in schools for these kids to understand, like, life is not a joke. And the consequences, there's consequences that come with every action. They want to be on the street doing shit they're not supposed to be doing. There's kids that come from good homes and want to be in the street for what reason, I don't know. But they need to understand, like, I have a teenager too, so speaking from experience, teenage years are rough as, you could give them the world, you could spoil them rotten, and that's sometimes the issue. You spoil them, you give them whatever, and then they feel like, you know, or they meet with people and with the wrong crowd who influence them to do wrong things. And you would think they would use their brain to know, I'm not gonna do that, or my mom would be so mad if this happens or that happened, but they want to go out there and act like they're cool and shit. And I try to tell this kid every day, your freedom is everything. You want to be home where you can have whatever you want, go in the fridge as much as you want, use the bathroom in privacy, as much as you want. Like, why would you want to go outside and do things to take away your freedom? I don't know. I feel like they should show these stuff in school so kids can understand. They probably won't understand until they're adults, but at least show it to them so that they can see life is not a joke.